If he's abusive, she needs to go get help. If he's scared her and say, I'm going to kill you, I don't want to get involved in that crap. You got to get away from that dude, man. There's help out there. You hear about it all the time. There's help for women that are being abused. Get out of it. Get out of that situation. I don't want to be anywhere near any woman that's got some guy that's, hanging on to hope. I'm not going to mess with her. So I don't need a law to tell me not to commit adultery. Okay, but that's a sin, right? You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to mess with another man's wife. Thou don't covet your neighbor's wife and all that. Of course, you just know it intuitively. Your conscience, you say, I don't want. Is that living by the golden rule? Do I want some clown messing with my wife at a vulnerable moment in her life? No. So why would I do it to another man's wife? You understand? Yeah, I had too much promiscuity when I was young, and it carried over into my marriage. Long story, I'm not going to get into it, but I messed it up, and my wife had every justification to dump me. Let's leave it at that. I don't like to say what she did, because that's too tempting. And I say, you know what? I got to just. She's right. I'm wrong. End of story. That's it. So, but. I tell you what, friend, is that you don't need a law. Most people don't need a law to just say, no, we don't even have a law against adulteries. It's fine. There is absolutely no law. As far as this golden rule, the only law God gave, the two commandments, He said, look, you do these things, all the law and the prophets, hang on them. You'll be fulfilling them. If you do all the 10 commandments, everything, you'll please God. Do these two simple things. Just honor God above all else. Have no gods ahead of Him. Okay, with your whole heart, mind, spirit, soul, and body, all your strength, love God. And that's right to do that. That's the beginning of wisdom. Fear the Lord. Say reverence. That's deep, profound love and reverence for Him. I don't mean fear like I'm afraid of God. Oh, that's why I do it. That's why I obey Him. No. That's not going to work. And the second one is like it, Jesus. Love one another. And just think about what love means. What's included in that idea. Caring about each other very much. Okay, that's included in that. Caring. And if you cared and you would treat others the way you want to be treated. It's all very logical. It's childlike stuff. A child can understand this stuff. It's logical. It's reasonable. Okay? And it's the very nature and character of God Almighty. And this is what He wants us to do. These two golden rules. All the laws will follow. Don't treat others the way you don't want to be treated. Do I need a law to tell me not to murder? No. But the inference from society, oh, well, we need Big Brother and we need all these laws telling us what to do, what not to do, and all this crap. And yet they're arbitrary and capricious most of the time. Don't make any sense. They're making up new ones. There's no laws where there should be, like I pointed out, just the golden rule. Just, a good guideline, good reference to live your life. Well, in society, the teachers could teach. Why not? This is reasonable. Teach other. Oh, they'll call it the separation of church and state. Oh, you're religious and all this crap. Ethics. Ever heard of ethics teachers? Are you allowed to teach your children basic ethics? But is there money in it? You see, there's money in the problem in crime. I mean, I hate to be overly cynical, but my cynicism is reasonable. Okay? It has justification. But people whose jobs revolve around the problems in society persisting, okay, you've got to ask yourself, am I evil? By saying, wait a minute, I really don't want an end to crime because that might mean an end to my job. I don't want an end to small claims courts because that's my job, people bickering over a few crummy bucks in court. You understand? I mean, so there's solutions to all of humanity's problems. God lays them out for us. Turn to God. He'll show you a solution. You got a problem, there's a solution. If we just follow these simple rules. His yoke is easy, his load is light, his burden is little, but this world just shoves burden down. You throw it more and more and more. Where's an iota of progress? My whole life, well over half a century. I've had to watch this thing unfold like the analogy of the frogs in the water. You cook them slow enough and they won't hop out. That's why we didn't revolt when we should have. In 1963 at the assassination of JFK and said, Federal Reserve, you're out of here. He was getting rid of you anyhow. Okay, and there's not just a hint of impropriety on your part. It's glaringly obvious. There could well be a link here. There is certainly a motivation. In criminology, that's the most important thing. What was the motive? Motive. Well, he was eliminating the Federal Reserve. He was already circulating a new currency. He meant business. Evil. And we're in trouble. And this is why I say I'm scared for humanity. How traumatic does it have to get before people wake up to the thing I'm saying and say, it's true. This guy is making sense. We're screwed. We're in a lot of trouble. We're down this demonic rabbit hole toward hell a long way, my friends. Okay, and only God can help us out of here. And it scares me. And my heart is thumping right now just thinking about how deeply we're in doo-doo, man. Okay, we're in this septic tank of madness up to our noses, maybe up to our ears now. And how long before everybody starts realizing it? And what I'm talking about is the debasement of the money through cost of living inflation. And we got the media propaganda telling you it's good. It's the value of your house. Like your house is your piggy bank. For God's sake, if your house didn't cost you much and you can't sell it for much, put your extra money in your piggy bank. Why think of it as an investment? Why not think of it as a necessity, a place to live, like you buy food? Do you buy food like it's an investment and you expect it to go up in worth? No. And what if the mainstream media was tried to propagandize people and said, well, the value at the grocery store just went up. And they said, that's a good thing. Okay, and they, well, the majority of California, the majority of Americans, own stocks in the food. That's what it's like with housing. Do you understand? Please, they're both essential human needs. That's the commonality. That's why it's a very fair comparison. Food and housing, essential human needs. You understand? You need them to survive. But could you imagine? Then people would see through the lie. Then they start putting that's how they got the housing up that much. That's how we were cooked. That's how they debased our money. De-worthed our money, how they diluted our money for well over half a century. And the Labor Department's been involved too. They had to be, because if they came out very justifiably every year and said, well, again, they did it again, and after 10 years, the American people might have had enough. The employers would have said, whoa, what do you mean I got to pay them $10 an hour by federal law? What are you? Communist? You say, no, this is just to be even Steven with when they created the federal minimum wage level. It was not baseless. It was based on a certain given standard of living. So tell me how it is in any way not justified to give commensurate cost of living adjustments annually based on the real cost of living, which has to include housing costs in the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. How is that in any way unfair? Would the converse be true? Right, it'd be totally unfair not to do it. Then it's like giving the federal minimum wage workers a pay cut, right? If their cost of living went up and they don't get a proportional, commensurate, equivalent cost of living adjustments, they just got to pay decrease. So all the workers are trying to do is stay even Steven. So the rubber would have met the road. The Federal Labor Department, who's in charge of setting the federal minimum wage, is completely complicit in this. Deliberately remiss, obviously. These are highly educated people at the top of these departments. Don't tell me they weren't deliberately remiss, how it's balkanized America, divided us. Then we blame, it's the race issue, it's coronavirus, people won't wear their mask. No, the rubber's meeting the road. And American people are starting to wake up because of guys like me, thank God, who aren't afraid of you people. Just because you haven't killed me, go ahead. I don't care what you people do. I want to live to be a ripe old age. But I'm willing to die for the cause, my fellow human beings. I care about them. I don't want them being told that ever-increasing burden is a good thing through currency dilution, raising my cost of living. Everybody's on this damned hamster wheel. It keeps getting harder and harder to turn. Not enough grease, not enough money to go around. You better struggle harder, work 2-3 jobs. Better kill yourself. You can't crack the nut? Go climb under the bridge and die. We don't care. We're shipping in young, strong immigrants every day. So shut the hell up, you un-American piece of trash. You against capitalism? You freaking commie, socialist. Go get welfare. Try it. Ha ha. You won't even be able to. There's none left. That $50 billion a year that goes into Section 8 housing for affordable housing, that's all gone into the pockets of fat cats. And we made the problem worse because we need people suffering needlessly, sometimes dying out in the cold. It's incentive. It's fire under the behinds of these workers, these lazy minimum wage workers. It's incentive to get out there and crack that nut. Otherwise, you see how you're going to wind up. You better pay that ever higher rent. You better reach that bar. We're shipping in